Codeine in my veins, numbing on my pain.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a very chill, simple video. I'm going to be doing recovering sad girl makeup and talking to you guys about like how I've been feeling these past couple of weeks. I've learned that if I stop talking about the topic to tell you guys what I'm using, I will get off track. My ADD is like quite bad. So if I stop to tell you everything I'm using, we're not gonna get anywhere. So I'm gonna just know everything is gonna be linked down below. I don't know about you guys, but just to tell you about me and the kind of person I am, I'm a very spiritual person. I do tarot, I do oracle cards, I love crystals, all that good stuff. I believe in numerology, I believe in past lives. You know, I believe in quite a few things, right? And I'm saying that to preface like some of the stuff I'm going to talk about today. If you don't believe in that, that's cool. No big deal. I'm just letting you guys know what I believe in. And if you don't know,
Mercury's about to go into Gatorade. Oh, shitball.
retrograde. And I think we have about, 2 more weeks left, or a week and some change left. And I have been going through it. Like most people, I've definitely been going through it. When Mercury Retrograde first started this time around, I really wasn't concerned. This retrograde, I was actually kind of looking forward to it. I knew that things might get rough, but I was like, whatever it is something that needs to happen, so I'm ready for it. I felt the energy shift for sure, but like I didn't feel it affecting me personally until like last week. And so for a second there, I was like, oh, am I about to get out of this without anything happening? Like, that's cool too, I'm fine with that. It came to some realizations that like really kind of got my ass a little bit. And one of those things that I had to reevaluate was how I was perceiving other people's trauma. Specifically like people in my family, I'm gonna say. I was looking at people in my family's trauma, right? And thinking that trauma made them a better person, despite all the evidence in my life that had proven otherwise, that they're not necessarily good people. Like, they are capable of doing good things, but who they are in this moment in time isn't necessarily good. Like, they're not doing good things, they're not being good to themselves or people around them. Like, if I look at the patterns and the history with the perspective I have now, it just makes no sense to call them a good person when it comes to who they are now. But I just kept thinking in the back of my head at these people's core that they're good people because the trauma that they experienced must have turned them into good people. And that's what I mean by saying I was romanticizing people's trauma in my family, because I was thinking that their trauma was a good thing to an extent, because there's no way you can go through so much bad stuff and turn out being a not so good person. And that was not a fun realization on a lot of levels. Like, obviously, like on the most obvious level, just I care about these people and I don't want to see them in a negative light, but I also don't like to lie to myself. I'm not the kind of person that's going to lie to myself to make myself feel better. If something is what it is, I have to face it, you know, full force, without sugarcoating it. Aries gang gang. But that realization really hurt. Because I care about those people and I didn't want to see them the way that I saw them. But that's just the truth. The truth is that they did not all become good people because of their trauma. When I realized that, all of a sudden, I was like no longer as invested as I was before. No, I wasn't brought to tears by every single thing that happened. And I think it's because I wasn't shocked anymore about some of the things that they do. And this is more than one person in my family is the thing. So it was a lot to have this realization with one person, but like then it's a whole nother thing that I had this realization with so many people in my family, where all of a sudden I'm finding out about this, that, and the third things that they're doing, but I'm not shocked the way I was before. And it's because I'm finally, it sounds horrible, but it's the truth. I'm finally seeing them for who they are in this moment, you know? And there's nothing wrong with reminding yourself that they were that person at one point, but there is something wrong with holding on to that when they're so clearly not the same person anymore. So seeing them in this new light has actually helped me to detach from them, like, and not be so torn apart and hurt by their actions. Like, their actions aren't okay. I'm still somewhat hurt by it, obviously, but like I'm no longer like scouring my brain trying to find out how this person can do this or be this way or say these things. And so I had to sit down and really figure out what to do next after seeing that. And I ended up doing some shadow work. A lot of times with shadow work, I've noticed, at least for myself, that it's really me being mad at myself for something I had no control over. So that's what I ended up doing. And the way that I go about shadow work is sitting down, and I actually write letters to people that maybe have hurt me or that I'm angry with no intention of either showing them or not showing them. It's just to write it out, addressed to them, because that makes me feel better. And then I end up writing out memories that, you know, are spilling over in my head. So I end up writing out, like, in detail each memory that's bothering me. And I always feel so much better after I write it out. And that was so fucking hard. Like, as good for me as it is, and as great as I feel after the fact, it is such a hard thing to do. It's emotional. I was crying every other day last week. I was just, every session I did where I sat down and started writing in my journal was so emotional. And I tried to pace myself. I wanted to do more, but I also know better not to push myself past like my emotional capacity. Once it's said and done, I feel so much better afterwards. It's just like I said, it's such a strenuous process. I was learning to forgive myself and also to give myself grace, because I realized in my life, I tend to try and see everyone else's perspective. Like, not everyone else's. I'm not about to toot my own horn as if I'm like super accepting of every single person. I'd like to be that way, but that's just not necessarily how I am all the time. But when I'm specifically talking about people who hurt me, for some reason, I give them so much grace. Like, I give them so much grace. I try to understand why they are the way that they are. I try to understand their own emotions and where their mental was and how they may have construed in their head what they did wasn't bad. Like, I go through so many different loops and holes and jumps to try to understand them. It makes me feel better if I can understand my abuser. That sounds horrible, but it just does. If any little bit of it, I can see how it got to that point, I give them so much grace. That doesn't mean I let them back into my life. That doesn't even mean that I necessarily forgive them, but I don't put out that hateful, angry, negative energy towards them the way I would if I didn't have any type of understanding of their perspective. I give them so much grace. And yet at the same time, I do not give myself grace to be human, but I give everybody else around me grace to be human. I've decided that I'm going to do that now, like actively. I've been learning to put myself first, because the past, I'd say that all the time I was in New York, to be honest, I was putting other people before me, like everyone and anyone. People who I was working with, I was putting before myself. My own friends, I was putting them before my own personal health, growth, and happiness. I was just putting everybody above me. I really forgot how to put myself first for a long time. And I've been getting nothing but signs of change, like nothing but signs of change, that something is going to change in my life personally. And I think that I'm being told by the universe that, like, just don't forget to put yourself first, because I feel like I'm in such a blissful place right now. Like, this past year and, you know, some change has been beautiful for me and my fiance. Like, we've done nothing but flourish, and I'm very grateful for it, because it's been very tough times for other people. I feel like I'm just being told that, like, the next step is about to happen. Like, all the things that I want to do, all the things I want to pursue, I'm about to take the next step towards that. And it's going to be very eventful. It won't be as peaceful as things are right now when it comes to me having all this time with the person I love, having all this space and peace to myself. You know, things are opening up. People are going places. People are traveling now. Like, who knows what, you know, I'm going to be doing next. But whatever it is, it's not going to be this. This is my home base. I can always come back to this, right? But if I intend to continue to grow and be the person I want to be, then I've got to leave my comfort zone every now and then. So that's why I think I've been getting this message, like, don't forget what we taught you, to put yourself first. And then there's the whole career thing. So when I first started this channel, it was right after I moved from New York, right? And I was getting settled into an apartment with my fiance. And I was looking at modeling very differently then, but I was thinking that it was something that I would always go back to. And these past couple of months, I have just I never like idolized modeling, if that makes sense. I always knew there were issues with it, and I always knew that there would be issues that I would face with it, but I always just thought that I had a knack for it, so I should go for it, right? Along with other reasons, but like I never thought that I would be done with modeling ever. This past couple of days, or not days, months, I just think I'm done with it. And I say that with a grain of salt, because if I book a job and it's money, I'm going to go work that job. Like, I really am. But because I've been so much more receptive to messages, you know, from my spirit guides and my ancestors and things of that nature, I've also learned to like perceive things differently. Divine intervention. And when I tell you, there have been so many like potential jobs that I almost had and just didn't get for one reason or another that like was out of my control. I really think that my path doesn't coincide with modeling anymore. I don't think it coincides, and it's kind of tripping me out. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think the universe wants that for me anymore, and you know what? I don't think I want it for myself anymore. I've been holding on to this idea in the back of my head that I will always be a model, but I don't think that's very true. When I think about it, if I ask myself, do I want to be a model still? Let's say tomorrow everything just does a complete 180. All of a sudden, every big client wants me. All of a sudden, I am the it girl. Do I want that lifestyle? And I think the answer is no. And it's like tripping me out because I have worked and busted my ass for that title. I mean, since I was in high school, more than half of my life has been directed towards being a model. And now all of a sudden, I asked myself, if tomorrow everything I wanted with modeling was handed to me, would I take it? All of a sudden the answer is fucking no. And it's kind of mind-blowing to think I've come this far in what feels like a short amount of time. But that's all it took, was a year of being outside of New York, a year of having peace, both in my physical, like in both my physical environment and in my internal environment, to find out that no, it's not what I want. It's just nuts. It's nuts to me. So it's a log. I'm kind of freaking out, but not in a bad way, but just in a like, holy shit. I don't want to do this. Like, this isn't actually my goal. Like, what am I doing then? What's next? Like, I'm so shocked by it, you know? But I'm excited because I'm certain in it. Certainty is rare, in my opinion. What I've seen from other people as well. Being certain in things is rare. A lot of people have that what if mentality. And I'm not saying I don't with other things, but like, with this situation, I'm certain. And that's what's so kind of scary about it, because I'm not certain in a lot of things. I'm very what if about a lot of things. And I have to try really hard to get out of my head with those things. But with this, which seemed like the biggest part of my life for so long, I am certain that I don't want to be a model. It's just weird. It's weird to like say that I don't want to pursue that like career. I don't want that as a career. It like, I don't want it as a career. I don't want it as a title. I don't want any of it. And that's so freeing. It's almost scary. I've never not cared this much about something that's been so such a big part of my life for so long. I think that's like a sign that I've actually grown quite a bit from the mental state that I was in when I was modeling in New York, and from just everything. It's a big sign of growth. I've really finally, I think, set boundaries for myself in a way that I didn't even know I needed to do. Okay? Like, I've actually done it. Like I said before, I used to put a lot of people like first before me. And those people, whether they realize it or not, subconsciously started to expect that from me all the time. Like, those people started to assume that I was always going to be there for them, which that's not a lie, but they assumed I was always going to be there for them in a very self-sacrificing way. And I couldn't get too upset with them because I had set the tone for that. Like, I had set the tone that I was going to be a self-sacrificing friend and would do anything for them, even if it hurt myself. You've got these people used to thinking that you don't have a problem with giving them your all. And when you choose to not do so, it comes off as if you're being a bad person or a bad friend. And that's just not what it is. If it's someone that you cherish and you want to keep around, it's a really hard thing to do, because you get accused of just not being a good friend, to be honest. You get accused of just not being a good person or something of that nature, because you're no longer entertaining that dynamic. A lot of people are comfortable with being treated like royalty. A lot of people are comfortable with other people stopping everything they're doing for them and like giving their whole selves to them. A lot of people are comfortable with that treatment. Whether it's okay or not isn't a question for them. They're comfortable with it. So when that person stops doing it, they end up realizing that they shouldn't have been comfortable with it and end up feeling bad. And a lot of times those people end up lashing out at the person who says, I'm not doing this anymore, because no one deserves to be treated like this. If that makes any sense, like the person that probably deserves to be treated like that is your child, right? Obviously because they're your child, but even then, I'm getting off topic. What I'm saying is that the people that I've set those boundaries with have been, you know, a lot of them have not been receiving it well. I actually have been okay with them not receiving it well. I used to just be so scared that people were just gonna dip and never come back because I did not do enough for them, or that because I wasn't enough for them. So there, in turn, I would just like I would really be out here doing so much for them, like shit that was just absurd, guys. Like things that I just really, there was no reason for me to be so, like, to sacrifice so much of my own peace for these people. I've been unapologetic recently about choosing to not be that person anymore, and it's been great for me. I don't know about the other people. I'm kind of a bitch now. I'm kind of a bitch now, unapologetically so, because I'm not willing to sacrifice my peace anymore for other people's happiness. I'm also not willing to entertain low vibrational conversations.
Do you think that in 5 years people will still be saying, she's a bitch?
I hope so. I hope they do.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I will let people talk my fucking ear off. Like, that's how I used to be. Is let people talk my fucking ear off. It's not you can't talk to me about your problems, right? And even if you talk to me about your problems, I'm not necessarily going to give you my opinion or my advice unless you ask for it, because I'm the kind of person that fucking hates unsolicited advice. So I never really give it unless I'm actually truly asked for it. But if someone asks me for advice, right, and I've listened to everything they have to say, and then I give that advice, and you don't listen, you do not have to listen to people's advice. Just even if you ask for it, you don't have to listen. But you don't listen at all. Like, at all. You don't even take anything I say, like, acknowledge it, maybe try to learn from it, and then you come back to me talking about the same shit. I'm gonna be inclined to want to strangle you. I'm gonna be real honest with you. Like I said, I used to be so self-sacrificing to like everybody around me that I used to let people just talk my ear off about things that we had talked about 100 times before. I used to entertain it, and it would drain me. It would drain me. And like now I think that those people who used to do that to me, I think that they would do it intentionally because they just wanted my attention. They just wanted my sympathy and empathy. I'm no longer that person. So now the reason I say I've become a bitch is because I will literally just not entertain those conversations anymore. I'm leaving the conversation. I'm leaving the conversation. I don't feel bad about it.
I'm not going to pick up. I was never going to pick up. It's not in the agenda. It was never in the plan. I don't know why you think calling again would change that. I've seen it. I've seen the call.
That's probably one of the best things that have come out of this. I mean, it's all been great, actually. It's all been fucking fantastic. But one of the things I find personal, like real enjoyment in is that I actually don't care to engage with low vibrational conversations. I used to say that people can come talk to me about anything.
Psych a lot.
I don't mean that anymore. I lied. I'm not. You know what I realized? I'm not the person you can come talk to about anything. I'm really not. The rule for me at this point is if you come back to me about this situation, like, and it's like the third time, that's it. I don't expect people to be perfect. I don't expect people to get it right the first time, or even the second time, or even the third time. I cannot help you after that third time. I can't. I don't have the patience. I don't care anymore. Now this is draining to me because you're not listening to what I'm saying. It's not like I know everything. It's not like I'm everyone's fucking savior. It's not like my advice is like the best advice in the entire world. But y'all know what I mean when somebody is fucking going through like the motions. It's a problem they don't want to actually get rid of. They just want to talk about it. And that shit is draining to me. Don't talk to me about something if you don't want to try to fix it. Honestly, Don't come to me about it. If I already talked to you about it, if I already gave you my 2 cents, do not come talk to me about it. Some people like to be stuck in that feeling of always being the person who like needs help. And I hate that shit. I'm sorry. Like, I can't do it. So I become that person who just doesn't entertain it. And I gotta tell you, I love it. I fucking love it. I did not see myself being this person because I had such a hard time telling people no in the past. But I don't know who she is, but she ain't me.
I don't know her.
The last thing I wanted to talk about is something that is stressing me out, but it's also more so, it's not even making me sad as much as it's just giving me like a lot of anxiety. But I also want to talk about it because it's something that y'all actually really do need to know. I am moving at the middle of next month, right? Which seems like it's far away, but it's not, because I have so many other things going on in between now and the moving day. Me and my fiance are going on a family vacation trip, and we'll be leaving, I think, like a week before this month is over. I'm telling you guys about it because like that is one of the reasons why I might not be putting out as much content to be honest, for the rest of this month and into next month, because of the packing and because of the planning and stuff that we're doing. Also because of a vacation. There's just a lot going on. And then we're not moving in one day. We're moving before our move out day. It's like we're gonna be living in 2 different apartments for a little while because we have to get the internet set up in our new apartment before we move from this one, because my fiance works from home and so do I, so we really need internet. Let me know if you want a moving vlog. I want to do a moving vlog. Like, the only reason I'm hesitating about doing a moving vlog is that, like, if I'm being honest with y'all, I am not like some rich YouTuber. I don't want anyone to judge me. As my subscriber, like if you're a subscriber of mine, I don't think that that's how you think. You guys are very sweet and loving and caring, and like you guys are so supportive, so I don't think that that's what you guys would say. But it's for the strangers, okay, who are about to come onto my channel and watch my moving vlog and be like, ugh. Please don't judge me, y'all, because I really do want to do a moving vlog. I don't know about y'all, but I freaking love watching moving vlogs. They're so satisfying. So I wanted to do one. I just didn't know if I don't want to be judged. You know what? I shouldn't care. The truth is, I shouldn't care. I guess it's one of my insecurities is being shamed because I don't have, like, I'm not rich and don't live a lavish lifestyle. The tea is I'm judging myself. That's the gag. That's the gag. Okay, I'm gonna finish my makeup and then I'll come back at the end of the video to show you my makeup look, and I'll probably post some of my pictures up on here so y'all can see them as well. And then I'll, like, you know, catch y'all on the next one. Hi guys. I don't know why. I don't know, every time I get on camera, I swear I'm gonna be like making a real chill makeup look. Like, I'm not about to do too much. It's gonna be real simple. But then I saw this and I was like, damn, I love hot fries.
Yeah, get into it.
Yep. This is the look. This is like the second time I've done a graphic liner and I really, really like it. It's a little intimidating at first, but once I kind of understood how to work with the textures and stuff, I really enjoy it. I don't know why the hell I told myself that I was gonna do something simple, because have you met me? Have you met me? No. If you like this video, please like this video. If you want to be my friend, be a part of my family, be my homeschool biscuit, my homie, then go ahead and subscribe down below. What else do I say at the end? I forgot how to exit. If you want to follow me for more content, then you can follow me on Instagram, which is upset_avocados, Twitter, which is Livy's TV, or my TikTok, which is also upset_avocados. Did y'all hear that? That was my stomach. Thank you for chilling with me, hanging with me. All right, cool. I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Peace.